Even with this, I just sent the invite email yesterday, and we already have so many applicants to join our
I know.
podcast. Yeah, and
I'm so
I
excited.
was like mind blown, and because I did the questionnaire, and so I know exactly what they do and where they are in the world, so we
Hmm.
can like possibly pair them up strategically. It blows my mind. The people that wanted to go on there, and I'm like, oh, so people don't hate me. Like there are people who are going to want to play with me, regardless of how I look or how I act or how I talk. Like
Hmm.
for some reason, like it's so deep rooted in me, those insecurities, and I feel like when we do the podcast, that would be able to talk more about these things that bother us, like subconsciously, the things that we don't even think about that are keeping us from achieving our goals. Yeah, so I'm really excited, and I know that you guys, you and Kiwi, you share the vision, and I'm like, how can I be so lucky, really, to
I
have you
know.
guys?
I remember the other thing I told you about, like being excited about the podcast, is because of how many. When I made my first video about your game, when I first got it in the mail, and I was doing my stupid deadpan humor voice, and I was like, "This is not for normal people. This is for mentally screwed up people." Um, to play because it's cheaper than bail money. Um, there were so many comments in there saying like, "But what if you don't have friends because of these mental issues?" So like, I want the game, but I have no one to play with.
Aw.
That really that resonated with me because that's really the spot that me and my boyfriend were stuck in. We played this game and it's supposed to be a 3-player game. It was just the two of us, but we made a ghost pile. Like I don't know if you ever saw like
Mm,
I forget what the other one is. I think it's Cards Against Humanity, where it's like you can
mm,
have rando Cardrisian sitting there as like a
mm.
random person.
Mm.
And so that's what we did when we first got it in because we were so excited. We had been looking at your game for so long, and we had so much stuff going on in our life. Our lives were changing 180, and we just needed like a break. And we sat there and played for like 4 hours. I know you're only supposed to get like
Wow.
5 victims to win, but we're like, we're gonna go
Wow.
through all of it. I want to see all the cards.
I do have a friend that every time they come over, I mean, we have tons of other board games, right? Every time they come over, they just want to play my game. I'm like I know you like it very much, but like, can we play other games too? Like, you have other games, but she's like, no, it's just like it's different every time. It's what she tells me. It's different every time, and it really, I guess, lets her anger out, or I don't know. Yeah, so that happens to your point where people were concerned that they don't have nobody to play with. I can't remember who I talked to, but they did say they were playing but on their own.
How do you do that?
And like, I guess, like, you pick a victim and then you have your deaths, almost kind of like just introspection. It was they had so much fun as well. I mean, I get it, like, especially when you don't know what the cards are yet, like the first time you open it. I think it's, yeah, I actually did play it like that before, and I think that if you're worried that you're not gonna enjoy it, being on your own, like, I think you're just not playing it the way introspectors play it. Is a lot of people feel catharsis playing serial killer alone. And now you're not gonna be alone because we have a podcast. We're gonna play with all of you. We'll try. I mean, how many ever people would want to join, then we'll try to accommodate you on the guest list. So no worries.
I know, I'm so excited. I'm excited to, especially like, I don't know, after meeting you and after like seeing all of those comments. So you and I both suffer from anxiety, so it's kind of like hard. Sometimes it's really hard for us to get out. And I don't know, I have the same feeling about this podcast as I did about one of my friends wanted me to go to a punk rock concert with them. And like I love the band and everything, but I was kind of scared cuz like this is a band that people would like mosh to and like could get
Mm,
crazy with. And we went and I noticed like a bunch of people. I don't know if you've ever noticed it. I play with my fingers a lot. It's kind of like my anxious
same.
thing. I'll play with my fingers or I'll mess with my hair or I'll like touch my nose. Like I have all these things that like gives me away as being like an anxious person. But when I got there, I saw so many people in the crowd doing the same thing. Like they'd go join in the mosh pit and then like come out and like twiddle their fingers or like recover for a minute and
Mm,
then go back in.
mm,
And I was like, these are my people. Like I have no reason to feel insecure or anxious or like weirded out. Like these people feel just like me. And I feel like with this podcast, it'll be the same because a lot of us, especially with dark humor, like people kind of look at us weird. And then like
mm,
if you don't
mm,
find your group and
mm.
you're stuck around people that just find you weird for so long, like you start to think something's wrong with you.